on in this week you that when you take this pumpkin patch.
Also, this one local web courts. Right now.
Ready. Resident shooting report patch on Sunday on off was trying to what net to big to follow big on point.
Nourish Food Bank is in a still parking lot off Memorial Boulevard in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and seemingly quiet to the outside eye. But inside, they are bustling. With the holiday season approaching, Nourish faces its busiest months in order to feed as many families in Rutherford County as possible. With locations in Murfreesboro, Smyrna, and Glendive, Nourish is feeding over 1,500 families a month per location. However, Nourish is so much more than just a food bank. Nourish Murfreesboro location partners with 4 other nonprofit organizations that help members of the community. True You Tennessee is one of their newer nonprofits that helps members of the LGBTQ community that have been kicked out of their home. Nourish Food Bank's director, Norman Hanks, loves working with the nonprofit.
True You Tennessee is trying to open a foster home for at least some of those kids to have a safe place to go and experience what love truly is, right? And grow up experiencing that.
Indoor Athletics is another nonprofit partnered with Nourish. They reach kids through the love of sports. Assistant Program Director Corey Gray has a passion for working with the youth.
What we do is that we try to equip our athletes or students with the necessary life skills to break their cycle of generational poverty.
Nourish is also partnered with organizations that help with clients' rent, utilities, medicine, and more. MTSU student Fernisha Boyd interns as a community helper at Nourish.
Being able to assist people in Rutherford County that's been here for 6 months or more, just assist them and help them out just with financial issues. It means a lot.
Nourish Food Bank works hard to put food on families' tables and so much more. In Rutherford County, Elise Sandlin, Middle Tennessee News.
Less time. I think after President on decided and ran.
Circle P Ranchers lived on Main Street in Mount Juliet for 36 years, but their pumpkin patch started in 2019. The patch covers about 3 to 4 acres of the 100-acre property and usually produces 1,000 pumpkins.
After months of preparing for their busiest time of year, Circle P Ranch usually has about 30 to 40 pumpkins left after Halloween. But what do they do with leftover pumpkins, and how do they tend to the land in the off-season? Owner Lucas Page will tell us a little bit more.
Last day, I thought I would have a few left, and I started giving them probably 2 or 3 kids. I'd rather give them away than let them stay out here long.
Page said they will also feed them to birds and let people still purchase them right after Halloween. Page said they've had trouble with deer and insects eating the plants, which makes it, quote, almost impossible to grow a large amount of pumpkins. Page hopes to get rid of the issues and expand the patch this winter. Matt Kinman, farmhand at Circle P for over 20 years, tells that they care for the patch in the pumpkin off-season.
Fill it up and slow you some winter oats and rye. Turn it back over to get the ground nutrients and like to sow it again.
After the pumpkin patch and Halloween season this year, Page plans to plant clover and oats in addition to getting about 15 acres ready to be planted and other responsibilities. Pumpkins are usually planted in July, so Circle P will have plenty of time before it starts again next year. In Murfreesboro, Lauren Harwood, Middle Tennessee News.
For next year's pumpkin.
But first,
Have to that chili head outside last week. Manchester and there some after they have
on middle news has changed mistakes. I just help it's a community for these temperatures on this.
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread.
Oh, that's not the kind of help I need. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
Go back and change it all. I will. I think it brings you. So sorry. Maybe it's just a little more. Go back and change it all. Go back. But I can't.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime difference. Learn the science at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna call right home.
In the Cathedral of Tennis, two players are obtaining mythic status that even Hercules would envy. Their names are Francisco Rocha and Oscar Brostrom Polson.
We're on the right path.
These two play for the Middle Tennessee State Blue Raider men's tennis team, and have made quite the name for themselves.
We believe we can beat anyone we play, and I think that's a great mentality for the rest of the team to look at as well. Like, even though we're in Middle Tennessee, okay, we're not a Power 5 school, but you know, we can take these guys down.
They're coming off a match against the #1 doubles team in the nation. in which they took everything that came at them and forced an unthinkable third set.
Great teams this fall and doubles, and I think that it just gives us more confidence to understand where we have to get better, and especially the spring usually we're gonna play great teams, so we gotta be ready for that level.
Despite the success, they remain hyper-focused on winning a 4th straight CUSA title with a teammate who wants the same.
So he knows a lot. He's been through the thing, so he's been really great for me to have to like kind of guide me to what to do in different situations. And then I mean we click very good together off the court as well, sharing a room every trip, and just by being here as well, we're really good friends. So I think that's definitely a positive thing for us to bring into the court as well.
These two understand now more than ever that time is of the essence.
What matters is what works best for both of us, and we come together and we perform the best we can.
In Murfreesboro, Dylan Simmons, MTN Sports.
June 13th. Every in 3 did they
Winter is coming, and sooner than you would think. The Murfreesboro Street Department is aware of this fact and are ready to pounce into action whenever they are called upon. The Executive Director of Public Works, Raymond Hillis, has over 20 years of experience with the Street Department and feels the department is ready for anything that comes their way.
Murfreesboro is fully prepared. Quite proud of what we have here and how far we've accomplished over the last 6 years. Most of this stuff is fairly new, but we take a very aggressive stance toward I mean, at the end of the day, we want everybody to be safe, we want everybody to get home safe, and so we're going to do everything we can to make sure that that highway is as clean and as safe as it can be.
Once the event begins, that's when plow trucks hit the streets of Murfreesboro and work around the clock to make sure the roads are safe for motorists.
And they work 12-hour shifts, and then they rotate in those 12-hour shifts until the storm event is over.
The unpredictable weather in Middle Tennessee has caught the street department off guard in the past, raising concerns with some Murfreesboro residents on social media.
I can say this with 100% assurity, this department is always on go. It's always ready, no matter what. There have been times where I felt like maybe we was a little behind the system because we was given wrong information or a wrong prediction, but not very often. I'm a 29-year employee. I've been doing this a long time. I've not seen that happen too many times.
This mindset and preparedness has made Murfreesboro one of the best at winter weather cleanup in the South, an area of the country that has had issues in the past. Reporting from Murfreesboro, Dawson Elliott, Middle Tennessee News.
Here,
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread.
Oh, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. Sorry. So sorry. So sorry. Or maybe it's just the other one. Go back and change it all, but I would. But I can't.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the science at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared and not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna call right up.
Welcome back to Middle News.
Be quite rain and cold that cold pick up on quite cold
Dylan's
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread.
Oh, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. Sorry. So sorry. So sorry. Maybe it's just the other one. Go back and change it all. Go back. I would. But I can't.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the science at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call right home.
Teacher by day, athlete by night. That describes Christoph Rosenmuller.
I'm a professor of Latin American history at MTSU, so I teach, I write, and I also do a little of administration.
His day job might be teaching, but at night is where he gets to do one of his favorite hobbies, water polo.
I played it when I was in school in Germany for 1 semester, but I've always swam and I like swimming.
But how does he balance working and being an athlete?
I don't think there's a contribution to working in the day and that's the whole day, typing or in front of a class. It's really relaxing to go to the pool after the swimming.
Not only does teachers play with his group, but students do too.
I'm only 18, but you can be 18 enough to come play. And yeah, so I'm a senior in high school. I go to this little school in like a workout facility called Ed Options, and it's a bunch of hockey players and stuff. So I'm the only water polo player there.
This water polo squad plays at the Murfreesboro Rec Center on Tuesday nights.
And I come here every Tuesday night, so after school and training and all that, I come here to play scrimmage, and it's just so much fun. Great practice. These guys are amazing. Yeah, and it's also a good workout too.
These guys practice, then they play 4 quarters of 8 minutes. This game is physical and a tough workout.
The nice thing is if at some point you're able to swim towards the other goal and nobody is covering you, there's no defense on you, and you get the ball and you get to take a shot at the goal and you actually manage to throw it in.
Players range from businessmen to social media managers, all the way up to retirees. From working or going to school, this game is a way to escape it all. From Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Audrey Green, MTN News.
That's all, Audrey. Having the Nicholas of medical
MTSU has a lot to offer. One thing that is often overlooked at MTSU is their Rowdy Raiders ice hockey team. Jordan Griffith is the official hype man of the Rowdy Raiders and has this to say about the team.
We just became D2 a couple years ago, still improving each year. We actually cracked playoffs for the first time in program history last year, so we're on the rise up.
Griffith believes it is clear to see that these guys are special. However, there is one player who has a tendency to stick out. Zach Thomas is originally from Nolensville, Tennessee, and is a sophomore audio production major here at MTSU. To him, the decision to go to MTSU was a no-brainer.
I knew I wanted to do music for a long time, some sort of production, something. I knew we had here in Belmont, and MTSU was just the better choice in my mind. My two escapes are music and hockey, and I think it's a really good balance between the two.
Many things can be said of Zach, but it is clear that he is an overcomer.
I was born with what's called Vater syndrome. Vater is an acronym for a bunch of things. So for me, I have 4 fingers on my right hand, I have 1 kidney, and I have, it's kind of weird when I explain it, but the best way to explain it is I have an extra rib in my neck, but it's just like an extra bone attached to the vertebrae. Yeah, I've had Vater my entire life, but it hasn't really stopped me, that's for sure.
And it seems that nothing ever will.
Oh, he almost got it in, did he? Yes, he did! Thomas puts it in!
In Murfreesboro, Isaac Street, Middle Tennessee News.
Picked up
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzz warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Black truck? Hey, Christina from the county.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of that I took? I thought we talked about this, but Buzz and overshare it again? Yeah. I'm gonna call a car. That's a smart idea. So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Yeah, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No. Oh, no.